A trusting heart will follow only those who truly follow their heart. We cannot do everything at once, but we can do something at once. Spirituality is a normalized state of persistent personal growth achieved in harmony with others. The higher we soar, the smaller we appear to those who cannot fly. If you can't do anything about it, laugh like hell. The only thing that can make you feel unexplainable feelings is by loving unconditionally. It is important that when we make a resolution or establish a goal, that we take the action necessary to accomplish that goal. We may place blame, give reasons, and even have excuses, but in the end, it is an act of cowardice to not follow your dreams. Life is pleasant. Death is peaceful. It's the transition that's troublesome. Truth would quickly cease to be stranger than fiction once we got as used to it. It is amazing how complete is the delusion that beauty is goodness. We are not leaving anyone behind. We have to stick together in order to stay safe. Nobody ever lives their life all the way up except bullfighters. The real heroes anyway aren't the people doing things. The real heroes are the people noticing things, paying attention. You can measure the size of a person by what makes him or her angry. Never mind those failures till yesterday. Each new day is a sequel of a wonderful life, gifted with hopes to succeed. What the world stigmatizes as romantic is often more nearly allied to the truth than is commonly supposed. Nothing has to be true forever, just for long enough. It's not so much the journey that's important, as is the way that we treat those we encounter and those around us along the way. With faith, discipline, and selfless devotion to the duty, there is nothing worthwhile that you cannot achieve. Beauty exists not in what is seen and remembered, but in what is felt and never forgotten. Having an eye for beauty isn't the same thing as a weakness, except possibly when it comes to you. A kind gesture can reach a wound that only compassion can heal. An item is only worth what someone is willing to pay for it. Wanneer Aranam needs to Everwakten is, here J. Narbinin. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Help others without any reason and give without the expectation of receiving anything in return. Hello, read and buy this book is always ready to contribute a great impact in your life. I am the shore and the ocean, awaiting myself on both sides. There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true. The other is to refuse to believe what is true. Always stand up for truth regardless of who steps on it. Always find opportunities to make someone smile and to offer random acts of kindness in everyday life. Consistency is the true foundation of trust. Either keep your promises or do not make them. Even in the loneliest moments, I have been there for myself. Walk at your own pace. Don't run after others because your journey may not be the same. If you have the guts to be yourself, other people pay your price. People soon get tired of things that aren't boring, but not of what is boring. I have never killed anybody, it is true, but it is because I lacked the courage or the time, not because I lacked the desire. Of course, a sign doesn't mean anything unless you know how to interpret it. The master said, a true teacher is one who, keeping the past alive, is also able to understand the present. I never did give them hell. I just told the truth, and they thought it was hell. One who makes himself a worm cannot complain afterwards if people step on him. Searching outside of you is samsara. Searching within you leads to nirvana. Trees are poems the earth writes upon the sky. We fell them down and turn them into paper, that we may record our emptiness. Life is just a short period of time in which you are alive. The truth is like salt. Men want to taste a little, but too much makes everyone sick. Writing about the unholy is one way of writing about what is sacred. To lose your path is the way to find that path. Others have seen what is and asked why. I have seen what could be and asked why not. As he learns the truth will automatically free him. Don't look so worried. Most successful missions are just a series of barely averted disasters. If you're reading this, congratulations, you're alive. If that's not something to smile about, then I don't know what is. Death is unstoppable. One must face it as a fact of life. Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. But man's duty is to try and endeavor. Success depends upon chance and environments. When we are tired, we are attacked by ideas we conquered long ago. A wise man gets more use from his enemies than a fool from his friends. I am not a product of my circumstances. I am a product of my decisions. Integrity is a powerful force, keeping you alive to others long after you've left their presence. We humans are more concerned with having than with being. Supreme excellence consists of breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. Of all knowledge, the wise and good seek mostly to know themselves. There are people who have money and people who are rich. You've a good heart. Sometimes that's enough to see you safe wherever you go, but mostly, it's not. Be happy in the moment, that's enough. Each moment is all we need, not more. Life can either be a misery or a miracle. It is up to us to appreciate the enchantment in our lives or hide behind the curtain of gloom. When you are in company of people who don't add value to your life, you risk wasting your effort to succeed. Imagining something is better than remembering something. Truth is as straight as an arrow, while a lie swivels like a snake. I was 40 years old when I stood up for myself for the first time. I should have stood up earlier. You cannot live a non-violent life as long as you are consuming violence. Please consider going vegan. Feet, what do I need them for if I have wings to fly? But memory is like plaster. Peel it back, and you just might find a completely different picture. Life would be infinitely happier if we could only be born at the age of 80 and gradually approach 18. I knew I was alone in a way that no earthling has ever been before. I was a veritable Johnny Appleseed of grand expectations, and all I reaped from my trouble was a harvest of bitter fruit. The pure present is an ungraspable advance of the past devouring the future. In truth, all sensation is already memory. The only limits for tomorrow are the doubts we have today. Without man and his potential for moral progress, the whole of reality would be a mere wilderness, a thing in vain, and have no final purpose. Thought is so cunning, so clever, that it distorts everything for its own convenience. Not everyone is fight-able. Be careful of who you fight. It is books that are a key to the wide world. If you can't do anything else, read all that you can. Time bows to authentic commitment, and it stretches to accommodate it. Truth is ever to be found in the simplicity and not in the multiplicity and confusion of things. Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land in the stars. If fate doesn't make you laugh, you just don't get the joke. Be sure what you want, and be sure about yourself. Take the first step, no more, no less, and the next will be revealed. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. Dream your dream, and realize that you are more than just the dreamer. You are the point of origin for its reality. Enjoy the limitless bliss consciousness here and now. The reality of you lies much beyond your sensory perceptions and boundaries. You can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. I'm not into this whole move with the times thing. I reckon we should just decide on a year and stick with it. What we can change is our perceptions, which have the effect of changing everything. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. All should be laid open to you without reserve, for there is not a truth existing which I fear or would wish unknown to the whole world. Associate with the noblest people you can find. Read the best books. Live with the mighty, but learn to be happy alone. The smell of the sweat is not sweet, but the fruit of the sweat is very sweet. No matter how good you get, you can always get better, and that's the exciting part.